Hello everyone, my name is Walter Richards from DaGameTrain and welcome to an exclusive top priority playthrough. We don't often get good games showing up out of the fucking blue, so let's deal with this thing first before we come back to our usual boring stuff. I mean, by comparison, the other games we had on our list are pretty mundane, like that fucking Lion King game or Home Alone 2. Fuck them. We got Sonic Mania, and it's about fucking time it came out. Seriously. But we can talk about all the subtleties while recording, cause I'm a bit on limited space. So let's pick up a save file, actually. Or maybe not, let's not. Let's not pick up any save files. We don't need them. Hey, he's got actual goggles this time, that's pretty neat. But keep that in mind, because those goggles will glitch out. I don't know why they do that. That's quite interesting. It's a thing that makes us teleport around places. Whatever happened to them? When did they get clothes and shit? Nah, who cares? Welcome back to the fucking zone you didn't want to see again. I don't know why people hate seeing this place again, but I don't mind. In fact, you'll find that this playthrough will be a bullshit-free zone. I don't care what people have to say. I like this game a lot. It's exactly what I wanted, and it's exactly what I got. Even more than that, I should say. So, you won't hear any complaints from me, except for maybe a few things, but we'll get to those if they ever show up. As of right now, though, nothing to worry about. Oh shit! Yeah, except for falling into spikes. Oh, look at that. A special stage. There's special stages and then there's bonus stages, but let's deal with the special stages first. As you can see, the formula from Sonic CD has been re-implemented once again and made a little bit better. Rather than just mindlessly chasing various UFOs and blowing them all up, you only have one which is carrying your MacGuffin of choice. And you kinda want it, you want that Chaos Emerald. But that son of a bitch alien is running away. Gotta speed up. This is not too difficult, though you will find that some of the special stages are pretty damn harsh. For the first few times at least. This one, as you can see, I didn't even need to speed up to maximum speed, and I got exactly what I came for. They always start with the green one, don't they? It's kinda weird. Well, anyway. So, this game comes out, but the PC version gets delayed for a couple of weeks, and, well, let's just say me and many others who were waiting for the PC version were not too thrilled about it. Oh, look at this, these are mini death eggs. Takes a bit of a time to figure that out when you first get to them, but hey, I can see it. At first I just thought it was a different variant of that Wrecking Ball boss from the classics, but, well, in a way it is, it's just a little bit different. Hey, what the hell? What? Hey, what the fuck? The X story, please! What is happening? Hold on a second. Something is not quite right with my recorder, it's dying for some reason. Hold on a second. Okay, I fixed it. I just restarted the recording, but what the fuck was that? I don't know if it was actually noticeable on the video, but my recorder started showing that I was only recording the file at 5 frames per second for some reason. When I was doing the test recordings, it didn't do that at all, so that must be just some kind of a random glitch on the screen recorder side. I was gotta say, of of all the things that this game has, slowdown is not one of them. You're gonna be so hard pressed to find any moment in this game where it slows down that I don't think you'll ever actually see it unless you have a slow PC. Oh, this is fucking cool, I love this shit. You can set that fucking bridge on fire. Fuck you. And look at all these goodies too. If you go down here for the first time, you'll get an achievement as well, so don't forget to check here. But yeah, when I was doing a test recording, it didn't give me any shit for the frame rate before, so I don't know what the hell was that all about. But yeah. Another thing to note is that for some reason this game does not like being recorded in full screen. I don't really know why. It could be just my weak PC, because, well, it's weak by comparison. It doesn't have a very good graphics card yet. Haven't been able to update that for some time now, sadly. And oh, damn. Well, there goes all my ranks. Wait. I think there is a special stage somewhere nearby. I should look for it. And it seems like the music glitched out a little bit too. Oh well. Happens sometimes. Now hold on, I want that special stage. Can I get to it actually? Let's see. I don't think I can anymore. Not from this end. Oh! Or maybe I can. Or maybe I can. We'll see. But yeah, for some reason, recording this in full screen, not a very smart idea, because then the game just gives me 57 frames per second rather than 60, which we're recording at right now. And that's not very good, because while it doesn't look bad to the eyes, it's very bad for the editing, because it's so horribly desynced. I don't know why it does it like that, but I imagine it's just because of my computer. It's not very good. Good enough for all the shit that I record usually, but whatever. Oh yeah, now I'm at max speed. Everybody hates going super fast in here, even for the name of the game is going fast. I don't know why people hate that, but I don't. I think this is just perfect. It controls so smoothly and nicely. Well, for me at least. Oh shit, I just went straight through the spikes. Thank goodness that didn't count as a hit. Well, that's another one. So yeah, I'm recording at windowed mode actually. Though you probably will not notice the difference because I have found a way to make it indistinguishable. Oy vey! What in the blazes is this thing doing here? Isn't this like supposed to be the final boss? Hell no. This game don't fuck around. It knows where to start and how to show you the good time. That is unless you fuck up like I did. That bubble shield would have been pretty useful here. Ow. There are two ways you can deal with this guy. One is to just simply wait for a hill like this and then jump right into him. Another method is to simply wait for him to shoot out the claw. You can actually stand on the claw. Just make sure not to touch the spikes. Also, that tree is a little broken. You also cannot fall off the cliff, but the animals can. Fuck you, animals. But what is the plot of this game anyway? Well, as the manual suggests, Robotnik has discovered this Phantom Ruby thing on Angel Island, which is mysteriously on the ocean. We'll have to assume that Knuckles simply parked it for the night and forgot to bring it up in the sky. Cause there's no other reason why it's down there. I mean, what could be the reason? Nice pinball reference, by the way. I didn't know it was a spinball reference until somebody pointed it out. It's almost like I never played it. And well, that's about it for the story. There's almost nothing in terms of story, and you know, if you missed 2D games that had very little in the way of story but lots in the way of gameplay, this is definitely right up your alley. Because the story is minimal at best. There's no need for it here, I think, and that's just perfect, because it just gets in the way. I wanna play the fucking game, not listen to some bullshit ass story. You know, for story we have Sonic Forces, but all things considered that's probably gonna suck, so let's not talk about that. I mean, we have a good game, let's have a good time. I bought this on day one, and you know, my expectations were getting sour by the end of the waiting, you know, by the time the game was supposed to be out for the PCs. And it's all because of people bitching about fucking Denuvo. As soon as they learn that Denuvo is in the game, they're like, oh no, they ruined it, they ruined the game, ruined forever, it's dead. But I persevered, I gave it a shot because I figured, well, come on, it's just DRM, it can't possibly be that bad. What a surprise, it isn't! It's almost like the people were bitching about the DRM for no fucking reason. Damn it, that UFO turned around. Piece of shit! I think he turned around. Well, at this point, if I turn around again, then he'll be back on the same road as I am, so I think I fixed it. If you lose sight of the UFO, catching up to that son of a bitch can be a bit tricky. But no worries, I can do it. But yeah, all the fucking shit talk about Denuvo being the evil of all evils, it's almost like watching Lord of the Rings again. If you change Denuvo to Sauron, it literally felt like they were talking about the biggest fucking evil thing ever. And all my research turned up fruitless about Denuvo. It doesn't show anything outrageous like Securom, for example. So I have to come to a conclusion that people have no fucking idea what they're even talking about, and they just coming up with anecdotes or hearsay. So as far as I'm concerned, give the game a shot yourself first, and then determine whether or not it's worth it. Because listening to the people complaining is not worth the trouble. Of one simple reason, they will never actually talk bad about the game. Their biggest focus of contention will be Denuvo. Unfortunately enough, because the game is good. I mean, I don't have much else to say about it. It's one of those cases where it's a good game and there's not much to say about it. But that's all there is to talk about. It's just Denuvo. Oh, it's so evil. Why do they need Denuvo? This is bullshit. Come on. It's pretty obvious that they wanted to add some sort of an anti-piracy scheme so that they could somewhat mitigate the piracy. I mean, I don't like DRM as much as anyone else, but I can see why they would want it. And I'm not gonna complain about it, because it's kind of a necessity, man. I mean, piracy isn't as bad as some people like to make it out to be, but it is enough of an issue to warrant the need for DRM. Let's not talk about the bullshit. This is a bullshit free zone after all. This boss is quite interesting. See this blue goop? You'd think it's just some kind of water or something, but no, don't touch it. That is evil. The safest time to hit this son of a bitch is whenever his shield is out, but as you can see, that didn't really mean much in my case. God damn it. Oh, there are 2 times where you can hit him. One is when he's just out of his bubble shield, let's call it like that, and whenever he drops the shield. I wouldn't recommend going for the former variant where you just jump on top of him, then he removes your shield, because you will get hurt regardless. So just have a little bit of patience if you want to save your rings. Yeah, saw that last hit I did? If I didn't get that to be the last hit, I would have gotten hurt. There's no way you can avoid getting hit there. Oh, now that I just noticed it. Do you want to know what the cool bonus is? Oh, I bet you do, because it's one of the weirdest bonuses you can get, but surprisingly enough, it's also one of the easiest to get. The cool bonus is determined by how good you are at the game. Basically, the less amount of times you get hurt, the bigger the bonus. With that said, if you do end up dying at least once, you will lose the bonus entirely. So if you want to keep it, just don't die. If you do get hurt a few times though, the bonus will be reduced to I think at most 5,000 points, where at the most you can have 10,000 points, which would be a flawless run where you didn't get hurt at all. Another interesting thing to note, I learned this, well, from somebody else, but I won't be able to show it off now thanks to those bubble fucks. The bubble shield actually protects you from the dark blue goop. So if you have it, use it. It'll be much better for you. But the expectations during the development for Sonic Mania, I gotta say, they're pretty fucking high. And for a good reason. The developers behind this game are fairly known fan game developers and ROM hackers. Particularly Christian Whitehead is the one that people know the most, because he was the one behind the Sonic 1 and 2 mobile ports, and also behind the, well, let's call it revitalized Sonic CD PC and consoles port. A very well made port as well, I gotta say. Whereas the composer for the music, for the most part, is T. Lopes. He has a YouTube channel where you can hear all of his creations and other things, though I haven't been there in a long time, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what exactly you'll find there, but yeah, he's the one behind the music, and as you can hear for yourself, the music is fucking fantastic. Catch the UFO! Hell yeah, man. Now, another thing I want to bring up is that a lot of people complain that, well, just one more time we will come back to the De Novo thing. The people complain that the delay was only for the De Novo patch. That is not true. How do you know? Simple. If you ever look back at the older versions of the console variant, the console port of Sonic Mania, you'll notice that certain bugs in that version are no longer present on the PC version. Considering that the two versions were supposed to come out on the same day, it really makes one wonder, if all they did was add De Novo within those 2 weeks, then what happened to the rest of the bugs? Did they just magically vanish? Of course not! Where the fuck would they go by themselves? Jesus Christ, people. Seriously, some people are just looking for excuses to complain about things when they got something good going. No wonder people say that the Sonic fanbase is garbage. It kinda feels like it. But yeah, most of the bugs have been patched out from the PC port, which were present in the console port. That also includes another feature which was requested quite heavily by the people playing the console port, and that is having a separate button to turn into super forms. That is present here, and we'll be able to see it in action. But first, B&B Machine! I'll be honest with you, when I first saw this, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, cause you never would expect to see fucking Mean Bean Machine of all things make a comeback. But I am glad that it does come back because the water dunking machine? Well, let's be honest, that really wasn't anything. That wasn't really a boss. That was more like a mild distraction. So to get something a bit more reasonable like this is a very welcome addition. Not to mention, it's pretty fun. Though my experience with Puyos, whatever the fuck they're called, is very limited. As in, this is probably the first time I ever played anything related to Puyos, in this game of all things. My experiences with these kind of puzzles stems mostly from Columns 3 and Tetris for the Sega Genesis. Let me tell you, it may feel like Columns 3 and Puyo is the same thing, but it sure as shit ain't. I wish it was, cause then I'd be destroying Mr. Robotnik here in seconds. Not that it means anything, because I still can't beat Columns 3 Revenge of Columns on hard mode. Cause that fucking thing is just impossible. I don't know what to tell you, but the last opponent in Columns 3 is just impossible. But here you don't even need to be particularly good. You just need to survive long enough for Robotnik to get destroyed. I forgot to actually test what happens if you fuck up. Does anybody know? I'd love to know what happens if you fuck up. Because I saw on the sprite sheets that there is a sprite for either of the characters, well, looking quite pissed off when they failed that game.